Hey there, Tyler here, back with another video. Thanks ahead of time to my wife for editing this video. Anyways, in this video, you're gonna see a house that I did recently in the Flint, Michigan area. And to start, you gotta get the board into the house. So I had my friend Ezra helping me load the board into the house, and this is a couple days later after the weekend went by. And as usual for me, my first sheet that I start hanging always takes forever. It just never goes smooth. But it seems to work out that we get all the bad luck out of the way on the first sheet, and then we're able to get cruising along on the rest of it. Now this is a flip, and there was some plaster on some of the walls. So for some of it, it was going over old plaster. And then for other parts, like on the ceiling, for example, we were going on top of fresh studs. I have two different people helping me on this job. Brennan and Cole. Brennan and I work together and help each other on our respective jobs. And then Cole, he was new, so we were just kind of showing him a couple things, how to do some glue. It's always good to learn and to try to teach each other different tricks and things that we have up our sleeves, so that way we can learn and figure out some stuff. We had some insulation getting stuck up in the drywall for that first sheet, but we were able to figure out the problem and keep on pressing on. And once we got in the groove, things just started flying real fast. And I personally feel that 3 people is the perfect number to have when it comes to hanging a bigger job like this. I forget how many sheets it was. I think it was maybe about 100, maybe 120 sheets of drywall in total. But 3 just seems to be the perfect amount because you can keep stuff rolling. You got people to glue stuff, people to get measurements, or go cut the board or go bring it in. So it worked out perfectly. This house in total had 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and then obviously the kitchen, living room, and dining room. In this particular room, we did not know. Originally, the plan was to leave this bookshelf exposed, but then we later found out that we needed to get it covered up. So we had to do some framing and found a way to blend it in. And what we were doing is we were gluing all the walls to make so that way we didn't have to screw as much off. But if the board still rattled on the wall, we put a screw or 2 in what we call the field, or the biggest part. In this particular clip, I was by myself for the day, and so I was finishing the bathroom on my own. As you can see, I was kind of pre-cutting some of the pipes and stuff just so I didn't have to router them in. I got that hung in. And then for this, I was wrapping up some pieces. One thing that I really enjoyed on this job is that at the end of each day, we cleaned up. Now, in this particular clip, we had to pack up the tools because I had to jump off the job for the next day. But it was really nice cleaning at the end of every day because it made the next day just a little bit easier and a lot less to navigate around. I really like how these clips turned out. I thought it was really cool how it just showed the natural progression of the room and seeing everything happen. And the fact that it's a time lapse just helps it go by a little bit faster too, so you don't have a 2-hour-long video. Rather, in 20 seconds, you can see what a couple hours worth of work is. Where the camera is right now is kind of in this corner of where the living room, dining room, kitchen, entry area is. And as you can see, we're just piecing in and going at it. At this point, everything's been hung, and so now I'm getting everything prepped. What I first started with doing is mixing up some 90-minute mud, and this was actually brown bag 90-minute mud, so it hardens up even harder than just your standard bag of 90-minute mud. And so what I was doing is I went through and I was filling in any significant holes or cracks or whatnot, and getting that all prepped. So when I go to tape, it has a nice surface to go on. Because I was going over plaster, I ended up using all of this plastic bead that has to be stapled on. And so I tried to take extra precaution. I put a lot of staples in it, and I actually tape all the corner bead as well, just to give it some extra strength and security. So you can see here, I'm on my stilts. Thankfully, I have not fallen yet, fingers crossed, and I just started with taping everything. Taped all the corners, taped all the big seams, especially on the ceiling. It's good to have the paper tape just because it's a little bit stronger. Now, in this particular day, because of the time frame and when everything was happening, I actually had to get this whole central area completed first before the rest of the house. And so I spent a whole day at this job coating everything with 90-minute mud and then topping it all with your standard mud. And so that's what I am doing here in this video, is hitting everything with some mud. That particular spot was really bad, this kind of middle area, because the framing or the ceiling joists were a little off kilter. So had to do a lot of fanning out with some mud is what they call it. So I just wrapped up this flip and flint. I just got done sweeping and sanding, so I'm a wee bit on the dirty side. This job took about 2-3 weeks. It was kind of sprinkled in between a couple other small jobs. This was a 3-bed, 1-bath house, maybe about 1,700 square feet. Because it was a flip, there was some plaster that we went over with some 3/8 drywall. Could have went over with 1/4 inch, but the 3/8 just a little bit thicker. And then we did do all brand new ceilings with 5/8 and then 1/2 inch on the revealed studs. Was really happy with how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have a house that maybe you are flipping, or you have a house that you need drywalled, or any other drywall job that you need, I'd love to take care of that job for you. Since this is getting posted to YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you are watching this on Facebook, please like my page, follow my page, and even share this post. That helps me out a ton.